Welcome to Manifesting a Life. Well, how did my month of allowing go? Well, as the Addams Family Lurch would say, oh, it wasn't quite as I expected. It's kind of like when you pray for patience, the universe says, okay, here, I'll give you opportunities to practice patience. Well, apparently I got lots of opportunities to practice allowing. My whole idea was to just allow life to flow and see what happened. It's harder than I thought. So I was hoping to come back after a month of allowing and tell you how wonderful, how magical everything was. But, my main problem with allowing was regards to relationships. I found that I could not just allow things to unfold when other people were around me. I didn't realize I had such a hang-up. I always thought of myself as being such a laid-back person. But boy, I seem to have problems with just allowing everybody to be who they are. I found that I had to set boundaries and enforce them. I do want others to be themselves. I want to be able to allow them to be themselves. That's what makes the world so interesting. We have such a different variety of people out there with different ideas and different ways of doing things. And that really does make it interesting. You know, how would you like it if you had a world full of just you? You know, that'd be boring. My husband and I have a saying, the willingness to allow beingness. But, you know, we both come from similar type backgrounds. We were raised in similar type situations, pretty much. We were both the youngest in the family. Never thought about that. We have a lot of shared experiences, a lot of things in common, and that helps us to allow each other. But what happens when you run across a coworker that you have to get along with, who has totally different upbringing than you did, who has totally different experiences, and what you had thought of as being common knowledge, you find out isn't really all that common with everybody. What if somebody really interferes with your daily routine for an extended length of time? Are you still willing to allow them to be who they are? I even found the relationship with my cats to be a challenge. One brought a bird in at night and let it go in my bedroom. And so here I am chasing this bird around the bed, trying to get it, take it back outside. Okay, how do I allow being for this cat? Do I allow him to be a cat? I mean, he's just being a cat. He's just doing cat things, you know, playing with things that move, like birds, mice, whatever. So do I allow the cat to be a cat? Or how about the bird? You know, the bird didn't really want to get caught and brought into the house. So how do I allow the bird to be a bird? You know, it boils down to you have to set boundaries. Okay, what about the cat at 12:30 in the morning decided to open my closet door and go in there and start playing back and forth in the closet, making all kinds of noise? Like, do I endure that and allow him to be who he is, a cat, and endure a sleepless night? No, we called him and shoved him outside. Maybe I'm looking at this allowing all wrong. Maybe it still means to set boundaries. I mean, when you have a teenager, you set boundaries because you have to teach that child how to live in the world and how to take responsibility for themselves. So you have to not just allow them to be, you know. If you ever watch the show Super Nanny, that's what happens. You end up calling a super nanny in to help you. When you let the kids just run free. You know, they need structure. They need to have some boundaries set. So you have to temper your allowing with boundaries. And often those teenagers don't appreciate those boundaries when they're teenagers. They'll get mad and storm out of the house, or they'll melt down into tears or do something else to fight back. But in the long run, let me give you a hint. When you're dealing with children, you may endure 2 weeks of nightmare conditions in disciplining and setting them straight. But after 2 weeks, everything's fine. Just stick with it for at least 2 weeks. And you'll be okay. And they'll be okay. They'll survive. I'm not saying to beat your child. No, I don't believe in that. But, set the boundaries and enforce timeouts. And when what you say, do it. That we have to leave McDonald's right now, or we have to leave in 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to play, or whatever you're doing, the playground. But we have to leave, and then stick with it. They won't like it, but they'll learn. And they'll learn that you mean business, and what you say goes. Always be honest with them. Forthright. Okay, I re-listened to my video a month ago, listening to my spirit guides. I'll put the link down below again. And that's where, at the end of it, I suggested that you join me in allowing for 1 month. And that's what this is all about. This is the end of that month of my allowing. I don't know if you've done it yourself or not. It'd be interesting to let me know what happened if you did do it. I guess the main premise of that video was to just allow and not force. Don't go through trying to bang your head against walls or trying to open unopenable doors, that kind of thing. Just see what happens. And it doesn't mean not taking action. It means taking inspired action. When you're inspired to do something, maybe I was inspired to put the cat out. So what do you think? Do you think allowing means setting boundaries? Do you think it means taking inspired action? And have you ever tried this? And if you want to hear more of these kind of stories, let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe. Then you have access, or easier access, to my other videos. And I must say, there was some magic that happened. And I'm not quite ready to tell you what some of that magic was, because I'm going to make a whole video on something that happened during that time. Until next time, allow your life to manifest.